Hi everyone, I am Hasan Sabra. Today, I want to talk about the Azure Cosmos DB's MongoDB options. Azure Cosmos DB is a database platform that offers various database engines. MongoDB has a flexible document-based data model. Like many NoSQL databases, it is ideal for rapidly evolving applications. If you are thinking about using MongoDB for your next project, I highly suggest you to check out Cosmos DB's MongoDB offerings. If you already have a MongoDB and tired of maintaining expensive database services, then you are in the right place because I am here to help you easily migrate your MongoDB server to Azure Cosmos DB, saving you time and money. Let's talk about what Azure Cosmos DB brings to the table if you use Cosmos DB as your MongoDB database provider. There are two options for MongoDB workloads in Azure Cosmos DB. The first one is request unit-based MongoDB API. This one has automatic sharding, dynamic autoscale, and also it has high availability with 99.999%. That's a solid option. The second option is the vCore option, which is the recommended option, and I will focus on the vCore option in this video. vCore option gives more compatibility and also it gives you more control too. So why should we migrate to vCore option from your current provider? Well, for that, let's actually look at the presentation here. The first reason that I can give you is, well, if you're going to go into Cosmos DB, you are going to be part of the Azure platform. That means you can connect and use any Azure services easily if your data is in Cosmos DB. Microsoft offers over 200 services and products in Azure platform. Many services recognize your MongoDB, and it will be very easy to retrieve and send data to your databases or to any of the Azure services that you might use. Imagine what you can actually accomplish using your data with all these different Azure services you might have. The second reason is AI. AI has become an increasingly popular topic recently. Developers are really excited to dive into AI and discover all the amazing ways it can be used. It's not just about chatting with the Copilot anymore. There is so much more to explore out there. You must utilize your enterprise data to demonstrate AI's potential to your business leaders and managers. MongoDB is actually one of the database engines offering AI functionality with vector data type and different indexes. Azure offers you all type of AI functionality under the AI Foundry service. You can easily generate embeddings for your data and search your embeddings by using different vector functions that MongoDB will offer. Honestly, if you are really serious about the AI and you want to create this, amazing AI application, just all the new AI functionalities Azure offers can be really a good reason to move your MongoDB database to Azure Cosmos DB. Well, let's talk about the pricing too. That's another actual reason that you might like the MongoDB in Cosmos DB. Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB has different server size options just like any other providers. Most of the exciting server size option is really the autoscale option. I know that your application might not be super busy all the time. For instance, during the night, when users are less active, they are busy maybe sleeping, your traffic may decrease. Without autoscaling, you could end up paying for the full capacity even when it's not needed. The great news is that the autoscale feature checks your server load every hour, not every 24 hours, every hour, and adjusts the server size up or down as needed. This way, you only pay for what you truly use. MongoDB can be an expensive database to have. Azure Cosmos DB offers some really budget-friendly cluster tiers. Let's take a look at how these tiers stack up against those on the Atlas Cloud platform, so we can actually compare them side by side. Now, let's look at my next slide here. In the left side, you see Atlas Cloud platform. Right side, you see the Cosmos DB, MongoDB vCore pricing. As you can see, we have a couple of clusters here. And if you look at the actual Atlas Cloud, they always give everything in hour. They don't give you the monthly. So I had to go and, do my awesome maths here and figure out what the monthly price is for each tiers. So let's look at, for example, M30. It's one of the basic servers you can have, and it has 32 gig storage, 8 gig RAM, and 2 CPUs. That basic one actually costs you $367 in Atlas Cloud Platform. Same exact tier with the same exact, the properties here, storage, RAM, and CPU cost you $161. That's a big change. You are really saving like $200 here. Imagine what you can actually do with $200 with the different Azure services with your application and your data. As you can see, the price is going up as the server size goes up. So, for example, if you look at the M200 here, that's one of the large ones, and 256 gig storage, 256 gig RAM, and 64 CPUs. That costs you almost 10 grand in Atlas Cloud Platform. In Cosmos DB, well, same exact thing costs you $5,150. Well, imagine what you can do with that extra money in the Azure services. This is crazy change. If you want to even save more, and if your applications, like not all the, the stable traffic all the time, at night it might be going down, you can even put the autoscale on M200. And as you can see, with the autoscale, the price you might, pay might be even less than $5,150. That really depends. It's a range here because that really depends the traffic of your application. So how is this autoscale even works? Let's look at it. I have an example here. As you can see, I have a graph. This is the CPU trend of one application of 1 week. So as you can see, there is this green line here. This is how actually Cosmos DB controls the pricing. If the utilization of the CPU per hour is below this 35% here, that means that Cosmos DB is going to bill you the minimum price per hour for that 1 hour area. If the utilization per hour is above 35%, then that means they're going to charge you the maximum price applies here. So in this case, this is a 1 week M200 cluster. And without autoscale, it cost us $1,185. And if you turn the autoscale on, it even goes down almost 20% and costs you $968. So savings and savings and savings. That's what Cosmos DB is giving you. And, pricing-wise, Cosmos DB just makes perfect sense for any of your MongoDB options, databases you have. Now, everything is good. I'm sure that second question you're going to ask is, okay, how can I migrate? How easy to migrate the data to Cosmos DB? Well, there are a couple of options for you. The first option we have is the Azure Cosmos DB migration for MongoDB extension. This is Azure Data Studio extension. You can just go to Azure Data Studio, download it for free, and go click on this extension in the left side, the bottom, the icon here, and just search for it and get it for free. So I like this one because it actually gives you a report before you try to send any data into Cosmos DB. For example, if you need to kind of look at the compatibility problems, check out any kind of issues that you might have, that report might be pretty useful for you. So before you actually start this, we have to do one more thing before we actually run this SS and Migrate databases. And that is registering Microsoft Data Migration Resource Provider in your subscription first. It sounds complex, but it's pretty easy. All you have to do is you just go to the Azure portal, click on the resource providers, and from there you can just find the Microsoft Data Migration and be sure that it is registered. So as long as it's registered, we can go and actually run the tool that I just showed. Now, well, rather than doing this by slice, actually, let's have a quick demo of it. This is the application I was talking about. I went to the extension here. I download the extension. It's ready to go. And as you can see, also what I did is I create a MongoDB server in one of my containers here. So it's in my local host running. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on my source, right click and click the manage button. When you click it, we're going to see this button, and you're going to click the Azure Cosmos DB migration, and you're going to click on SS migrate databases. So this is going to actually go and run an assessment in the source. Let's give a name for the assessment. This is going to be a vCore, not a request list, but that's an option out there. And if you want to kind of give some paths, so you can actually keep all the logs and other stuff, you can do that. I'm not going to do that in here, and I'm going to start the assessment. Next, it's going to go and search all my local databases. And as you can see, it found the Stack Overflow database. Looks like I don't have any issues here, so I am ready to go. Great. If there's any issues, any kind of compatibility issues, you will actually see them. You should be able to click on, items here and see them and fix them first before we try to move any data. Now, I'm just going to click next here. Actually, I'm going to click a database, then click next. And from here, you need to go and, tell to, I guess, which resources you are going to use or where you're going to actually move this database. So I'm going to go and pick subscription, and as you can see, just find my MongoDB. This is going to be my connection string. I'm going to test my connection, and hopefully you are good. Then I'm going to go click next. Now it's going to load the schema. It's going to look at the source. It's going to look at the destination. As you can see in destination, I already have this. So you kind of need to be careful here, because right now the action is skip. Because if I'm going to go and click migrate here, it's going to actually go and delete all the data in destination posts 2, then move the data here. So just be careful here. If the same collection is still in the destination, you want to be sure that you're not going to lose any data. Now I'm just going to go click next. It's going to create some resources for this actually to happen, which I already did by clicking the create new. So anything is here. You can pick an offline mode or online mode. Online mode is great, especially if you don't want your application to go down in the Cosmos DB. So I'm just going to keep online. And here's the summary. That's what we are doing. And let's click the create schema. This is going to create all the collections in the destination area, which is fine because we are only one right now. Now we can actually go and click the start migration. Now, this is the place it's going to fail for me because, well, my MongoDB is in localhost and it's behind all kind of firewalls here that I'm not going to go and even worry about trying to open that. So that MongoDB database that we are trying to move to Cosmos DB needs to be reachable from the Azure services and Azure MongoDB. So in here, probably if I could check connectivity, it's going to fail because of that. So you might need to kind of do some adjustment here. You might not even need to, because since this is a local host, if it's going to be like in a public IP address somewhere, it might be much easier for you. So I'm going to stop here. Really, what the next thing is going to be, I'm going to, see my collections start to move to the Cosmos DB. And that's going to be really it to migrate my data to Cosmos DB. This was one of the options. We have more options. So let me actually go back here and open my presentation. The second more option is the, MongoDB native tools. You can easily use the Mongo export, Mongo import, Mongo dump, and Mongo restore. If you really feel comfortable with the Mongo tools, you can just open the terminal and really use them with your current MongoDB and the Cosmos DB repo option. The third option, which I really like, because I kind of like to actually spend some time here, this is an open source console application for Azure Cosmos DB. Name is Data Migration Tool for Cosmos DB. And this actually supports the MongoDB, but it supports much more than that. This is not going to have any kind of assessment, so you kind of need to figure out all the assessments and figure out if you need to do any kind of compatibility check between your current MongoDB and the Azure Cosmos DB. So that's going to be your responsibility, but this will actually help you with the data. So, and this actually supports much more than Mongo. So as you can see, these are the options that you will have when you run this console application. You have the Azure Table API, Cognitive Search, we have the Cosmos NoSQL, CSV, JSON file, MongoDB, Parquet, PostgreSQL, SQL Server. So you can really pick any of this as a source and destinations are going to be exactly the same list. So it doesn't even has to be the Cosmos DB. Honestly, you can use this tool from PostgreSQL to SQL Server. It can do that. So it's a really useful tool if you need to do any kind of migration between any kind of databases, and this works great with the Cosmos. So that's really all I have for you today. I hope I tried to show you all the advantages that Cosmos DB gives you if you pick it as a MongoDB provider. And if you will have any questions, please follow me from the the social media. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions from there too. Thank you for watching me today, and please follow me for the other videos later. Thank you.